Hello everybody, how's it going? So I'm trying to keep busy with my time right now and I'm making a lot of major changes. And I realize that Bitcoin and technical analysis is one of the things that makes me truly happy. It kills a lot of time, first of all. It's very profitable. I get to engage with my baby whales and also keeps my mind off of a lot of things. So let's be consistent with myself and see what we can actually come up with during this Sunday evening's June 23rd tactical analysis for Bitcoin. I hope you guys have had an amazing time. As you guys know, my holdings are fairly public. I hold a lot of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and also XRP. And yeah, I don't know how to say it in a humble way, so I'm just not going to say it at all, right? That I hold a substantial amount of crypto holdings altogether, and I don't think I'm going to be touching it ever, nor do I think I'll actually be hedging my positions as well. I apologize if that wasn't if that didn't come off sincere or genuine or just rude or cocky in any way like that. As you guys know, I've been accumulating for a very long time now, and I'm actually very proud of how far I've come in the crypto space, and especially as a person as well. So let's take a look at the monthly first of all. We're bullish, guys. We are absolutely bullish, okay? And the reason, excuse me, and the reason why we're bullish is because this is the first month where the histogram has ticked up this high right now. But I want to forewarn everybody that I'm sensing a correction that's happening very soon. If I go to my Fibonacci retracement range, we can easily see that we've just barely touched the zero point 0.5 Fibonacci range. And that to me is a signal that this zero point 0.5 Fibonacci range is going to act as some sort of resistance. Whether we get there or not, I've got absolutely no idea. But what I do know is that the histogram has now peaked up positively right here. The histogram is one of my favorite things to see because it gives us a gauge of the momentum. So the next thing that we should always do for a longer term analysis is take a look at the weekly, okay? So the weekly is almost coming to, actually it already came to a close, okay, yesterday. So this week we're going to see if we're going to get a higher high. If we get a higher high, it's going to be incredibly bullish. But we have to remember that this is a very parabolic move up. And with all parabolic moves up, it's going to have some nasty correction, especially if you look at the RSI as well, how it's gaining. So how do we tell if something is parabolic? Just start connecting lines like that, right? Draw the most two relevant points, and that's what a parabola basically is. A parabola, if we do something like that, okay, it ends up going up this way like that. That is the definition of basically something moving parabolically upwards, right? And a parabolic move down would be something like that. So now that we've confirmed that this is absolutely a semi-bull market, who knows, guys? We might even see 2K or 3K again, right? But for now, we're going to take the proof in the pudding and we're going to say to ourselves, all right, well, this is fairly bullish right now. So now let's go to the 3-day as well, okay? The 3-day is what concerns me right now. Because if you compare these peaks right here, right, all of these peaks, let's get some arrows down so you guys can see them yourselves as well. And then you compare these ones right there, right, that peak, you compare that one there, and you compare this one right here. It's getting a series of lower highs on each bull run up. And every time you get a series of a lower high, but followed by higher highs, what ends up happening is, well, we're going to end up, it's a sign, right? It's called bearish divergence, where we're getting a series of lower highs, but higher on our side, but higher highs on price. So this is going to be a very crucial week. Past 3 days have been incredibly bullish, and right now I'm not trying to identify the top. What I'm more so trying to identify is, are we losing momentum? If you look on the 2-day, we can easily see that, yeah, we are losing some momentum, absolutely. If you look on the daily as well, the scary thing about the daily is that if you compare these highs, like this one right here is fine, okay? If you compare this peak right there to the previous one there, yeah, obviously this is a higher price, but that's a lower RSI. But if you compare this one right there, that peak there, and this one, what we're seeing is, of course, a lower high on the RSI. But what we're seeing is actually a higher peak on the histogram. In fact, it keeps getting higher and higher, which is actually a pretty decent sign in my opinion, where we're getting not only got consistently higher price, but we're also getting consistently higher MACD as well. So right now, the way that I'm seeing this is a pretty nasty candle. We haven't really had a candle like that in a while, where we literally went about 7% in one day, which is pretty nasty. Everybody probably thought there was going to be a correction right here, but guys, we have to remember that RSI, just because it's high, doesn't mean that it's going to drop, okay? Like if you look right here, yeah, it dropped from 5,500 to about 4,900, but that's only a 5%, or sorry, 10% drop. Pretty small drop for something with that high in RSI. Excuse me, my throat's really dry right now. So we see only a 10% drop despite seeing like 90 RSI. And instead of dropping heavily, we just end up sideways trending, which is pretty significant. And if you look right here as well, this is the point that should have been a signal for people to buy for long-term investors or even swing, because this is what we call a golden crossover. When a golden crossover happens, we're going to see the white line end up supporting the yellow line on the bottom end there. And then it just ends up acting as a support when it's coasting through. Okay, let me show you guys way back, all right? Let's just go, we're talking like way back. Let's go to like 2017, honestly, okay? Yeah, you guys are going to see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, check this out. I didn't even need to do that. All right, okay, let's do this. Okay, here's where you should have bought, okay? You should have bought on the golden crossover. Actually, you should have bought it like on the daily, okay? On the daily chart, you should have bought it like literally right around there when it started. Like maybe not right there, but as you're anticipating it, you guys could have gotten around $300, okay? And then you would sell it when the white line ends up crossing above it. Now, people might be saying, why would I want to sell it right there? This is the first time that it crossed over, okay? Why would I want to sell it right there, which is like, you know, whatever it was, like 6,000, or you could have caught maybe 8,700, when I could have sold it right there at 20K? Well, the counter argument is this. The counter argument would be something like, well, you could have sold it at $500. You could have sold it at $1,000. You could have sold it at $1,200. So what this strategy guarantees is that you are riding it until you have officially confirmed a reversal in the trend. And the trend is always going to be your friend. And the last thing you want to do is go against it unless you're shorting the market, unless you're playing on a short time short time frame as well. It's been a really long time since I made a video, and I'm realizing that I'm stuttering over my words a little bit as well, and I should probably get some water. I'll get it right now, actually. Give me a second. All right, I'm back. Just give me a second here. So we've had a pretty nice bull run, okay? So right now, we're starting to see this histogram tick here. So I've got a lot of things on my mind right now, and I'm very unsure of how to play this. But what I do know is that I'm not going to be hedging any of my positions. I'm just going to be holding it. I hold a pretty decent amount of crypto, and you know, like life-changing kind of crypto, right? Where I really hope that you guys got in on this as well. So if I go to, for example, a 12-hour chart where I'm comparing, say, this peak there, or just around these ranges to that one, well, this one's definitely losing steam. In fact, not only is it losing steam, but we're seeing a lot of ugly candles, such as this bearishly spinning top, this little doji, and then we're seeing this rejection as well. So we're going to see how the next few days plays out, okay? So I'm hoping, honestly, for a correction to about 9,500 first, okay? If we end up dropping, that is going to be my particular range just to keep an eye on, to see, aside from Elliott wave theory, aside from everything, guys, right? What we can easily say right now is that we're trending well above specific moving averages. And the moving average that we're actually reacting the most to, in my personal opinion, will probably be this guy right here, okay? Is actually going to be the, which one is this again? 21 moving average. So notice right here, check this out, guys. Okay, check this out. Notice right here, when you're getting to this yellow moving average right there, okay, just bounces above it. Notice when we get to this yellow moving average right here, right, it goes slightly below it, and it just starts to bounce above it pretty quickly. So in my opinion, obviously we're going to find another reaction somewhere here if we end up correcting, right? So that's the bearish side, very short term. Another $1,200 correction, and people are going to see what is going to happen there. Now, if you look at it on the bullish side as well, it's always important, guys, to make sure you're looking at every single angle. You got to make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. So if you look, for example, the next resistance, in my opinion, if we even get there, is right here, 11,600 or so, right here, okay? And the reason I say that is because, well, we got to break a higher high than this region right there. We got to close above it. That would be very nice. Not only that, it's the 0.5 Fibonacci level as well. So guys, what we previously broke through before is obviously going to act as a resistance, right? And then if that does not even end up holding, where we just smash through it, well, there's still these regions over there that will act as a resistance. But guys, I believe that we are going to have a very bullish year. I think this year we're going to probably challenge $20,000 in my opinion. I really do believe it. And what is the resistance to me long term? Like $100,000. I know it's so ridiculous to hear someone say that, but that, in my opinion, is my resistance. $100,000, right? But if, like right now, shorter term, if we break above $11,600 ranges, it's going to definitely be at the 618 Fibonacci level. That's going to range anywhere between 13,600 and 14,100. And how can this be played on my end? I don't really day trade Bitcoin, keep in mind, right? But I do want to see how the reaction is going to be at the 9,500 range. And I might even buy another 2 Bitcoin for long term. I know it might not seem like much, but you know, that to some people, of course, it might seem like a lot to other people. But it's not something I normally add every day to my stacks that I'm holding already right now. So I really do want to see this resistance right now, 9,500, be tested. But of course, most importantly, 10K is going to act as some sort of psychological level because we just broke it through there. So guys, in my opinion, huge resistance that I don't think we're going to break yet at 11,500, 600, around those ranges. Okay, if we break above it, wonderful. If we don't break above it, well, we're probably going to end up testing 10K first and then 9,500. And as a day trader, that's kind of what I focus on right now, okay? So we're looking at RSL across the board, and we're definitely starting to lose steam. But the weekly, we got to keep in mind, right, is going to be the deciding factor this week to see if we stay bullish or not. So we got to give this another 7 days. We got to break into higher highs as well. Did you guys notice the bull run over here, right? We're talking about it never fell below 55, 60 ranges even, right? It was that bullish. So we got to maintain some ridiculously high RSI for us to even try to penetrate above $11,600 ranges. And right now, my play is going to be actually shorting Litecoin because we're just completely overextended due to the halving. And I don't think that Litecoin is actually going to follow the way that Bitcoin is right now. There probably won't be too much correlation to some extent. Okay, to some extent there will be. But in my opinion, I think we're going to see a nasty correction on Litecoin sometime very soon. So I just wanted to keep you guys updated with my quick thoughts on Bitcoin and just catching myself up in the market right now. A major reason I'm doing this is because I just want to have something to do right now. I don't want to abandon you guys. Yeah, sure, I'm going through shit in life right now that I haven't really talked about with with you guys, with my followers, and certainly not with a lot of my friends either, because, well, I don't got any friends here in the city. I have more international friends like around the world than I do in Winnipeg because everybody's too stuck in their party days, and that's just not really me anymore. So anyways, thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate all the love and the support that you guys have given. And don't forget, guys, like, honestly, this is going to be indefinitely or until I decide otherwise. Make sure you guys are checking this deal out right here. If you guys are still interested in my courses, make sure you check it out. All 3 courses for $240. Or course 1 and 3 for $130, or course 2 and 3 for $130 in crypto. Let me know. So have yourselves a great day. If you guys haven't taken my course yet, you guys got to really get interested in it. I know it's going to help you tremendously because it has helped me tremendously and a lot of my friends as well. So have yourselves a great night. I look forward to making more videos for you down the road. And I can guarantee that I will as well because I know it's good for my health to be engaging with people. Right? You guys are my followers and I love you guys very much. Bye now. Have a great night.